Hello! Happy birthday to you, even if it's not your real birthday. Good morning and welcome to the first day of the rest of your life. Because every day is your birthday if you choose to celebrate life every day. It's been a while since I did one of those. How are you doing today? I wasn't expecting to do a live today, but I just been listening to a Blinkist book of the day, and I can't remember the exact title, but it's basically about sort of yogic practices, ancient yogic practices. And I just thought it was fantastic because it had this really cool idea about who your true self is. There's a lot more to it than this, and I need to listen to it again to get the sort of full details of it. And there were some bits I'm not sure about, 100% sure about. But the essence of it, though, was when you think about yourself, and it's talking about how we see, how we can get all this negativeness inside ourselves. And actually, as I was thinking of walking over here, I was thinking, so this is where I started my journey back in May of 2020, and I did my very first sort of live where I basically said, I don't believe that depression needs to be a lifetime problem. I'm sure that's not the right word I use, but anyway, that you can find freedom from depression and anxiety. It's just a matter of understanding your mind better and learning some tools and techniques and so forth to help you to understand how your brain works, how you get depression in the first place, and how you can recover from it and how you can avoid anxiety in the future. So, because depression generally comes from thinking about stuff that's happened in the past and ruminating about that, and anxiety is generally about fears you have about the future, which is typically because of things that have happened to you in the past that you're then projecting forward in the future. It doesn't have to be things that have happened to you in the past. Sometimes it can be stories of other people have told you about the world, and then you're projecting that forward. Like, for example, flying is scary, and then you could get a fear of flying because somebody has told you flying is scary, or you could watch a movie about a plane crash and then you get a fear of flying and that kind of stuff. So that's the sort of anxiety about the future thing. Anyway, so and then I kind of went away from that because I got a few people saying, oh, you can't cure depression, you can't say you can cure depression, and I'm like, I'm not really sure I'm curing depression really. I am helping people to become free from depression. But then I lost my way because I was trying to work out how to entice people and talk to people about this. And if you'd watched my previous live, hello viewer, by the way, thank you for watching. Say hello so I know who you are, that'd be great. Or not, I don't mind, it's cool. Yeah, because I wanted to sort of play to the common denominator and not get too many people's backs up and all that kind of stuff. And then I've just realised recently that stuff that. There are people out there who want to recover from or find freedom from depression and anxiety, and who are interested in learning how to do that. And those are my people. Those are the people I want to talk to. Those are the people I want to help. If you don't believe that, fine, no problem at all. Go to other people who want to help you with that belief system, I suppose you could say. Yes, hello viewer, can't quite see who the viewer is. Charisse, how are you doing, Charisse? So anyway, so this your true self concept that came from the yoga book, which I will put into the comments now because I didn't want to put it into the main description. Here we go. And for the first 5 people who go and listen to that, you can listen to it for free from Blinkist and understand, listen to it yourself without having to sign. I believe without having to sign up for anything. I'm not sure, but you'll see. I'm trying to keep my voice down, by the way. Can you hear me all right, Sharice? I'm sure you can. Because the lady who lives in that house over there came and told me that they can still hear me in that house, even though I'm 50 yards away. It's quite a commanding voice. Anyway, so yes, this idea of your true self, which was really useful for understanding how to find freedom from depression and anxiety, because it's all about understanding the core inner being, your sort of deep self, your real self, and a lot of the problems. Thanks very much, Charisse. A lot of the problems that we have in the world, that we have in our mental health, comes from comparing ourselves to other people, and from comparing ourselves to our own ideals and our own beliefs about how the world should be and how our lives should be and so forth. Hello, Marie, how you doing? By the way, guys, if you want to come and join me on one of these kind of talks, we do them every week at 7:15 p.m. on a Tuesday. If you download my Create Happy thing, I haven't got a landing page for that specifically yet, but if you go and download my Create Happy process, which I'd encourage everybody to do anyway, then you'll get onto my email list, and eventually you'll get an email with a Zoom action to join the group, or the Facebook group is the other one that you can go to as well. which is at Find Your Fire, which might be easier for those. Find your, then we'll get on to the main topic. Find Your Fire, why isn't it coming up? Community. There it is. Find Your Fire community. You can also register there, and it asks you for an email in there, and then you get onto the email list that way as well. But of course you won't get the Create a Happy process and all the videos and the little course that comes alongside that, which explains some of this stuff in a bit more detail. Neuropsychology, that's kind of what I use to help people, to help them rewire their brain so that they can find freedom from depression and anxiety. But back to this yoga practice thing and about understanding the self, and about how we compare ourselves to other people and to our own beliefs about how the world should work, and other people's beliefs that they've told us about how the world should work and all that kind of stuff. And we end up comparing ourselves. And in this Blinkist book, which the link is above, it's worth looking at, thinking about, because it asks things like, who are you and who are you comparing yourself? When you think about your wealth or your life and so forth, what is that? And it's all outside stuff. You're comparing yourself with things that are outside of you. Good morning, Danny, how you doing? All looking at things that are outside of you. And then you go, well, so who are you? And you go, well, I am my body and I am my brain. Explains this in a bit more detail in the Blinkist book of the day. And I thought, oh, and then they say, well, that's all interesting, because you're saying my brain and my body and my mind. And you think, well, my kind of leads to the idea that it's belonging to something. So my mind, who is the my that the mind is belonging to if the mind isn't you? Which I thought was a mind-blowing concept. And I thought, that's really cool. So it kind of says, well, you are underneath that, you're inside the mind. And of course it talks about spirit, and soul would also be a sort of way of describing that as well, as you are the soul, because of course you are a collection of all your experiences and life experiences and stuff, but you're also the atoms and the molecules inside your body and so forth, and the neural chemical stuff that's inside your brain. So this is why I said I need to delve into this a little bit more and actually connect it to the brain biology, which is one of my areas of study, and the neuropsychology, of course, and how we wire our brains and so forth. So, but the concept that they talked about was, if you think about a lake, if you've ever looked at a lake on a quiet, calm day, and it's sheet glass, kind of like dead flat. But then if you think about, well, what happens if you throw a stone into that lake, or the wind blows across it and it ripples and it creates a ripple, so you can see a beautiful reflection in a calm, still lake, and it's a beautiful reflection of anything that's above it. But if you have a little bit of disturbance on that river, then the vision, the reflection is not. It's a distortion of the actual reality of what's above it. So this is where it's kind of a bit of an analogy on this thing. And the idea there is that is the ego. So that all those ripples on the pond is what's happened to you in your life. That's what's affecting you in your life. And the ego, your life, is the ripples, and it's the reflection of what's on that thing. So all that messy stuff that's in the world is the messy reflection of your true self, your core soul, as it were. And then of course it goes on to say, well, how do you find that core soul? And he said, well, what you need to do is learn how to make that lake still and quiet and steady, so that you can see the true reflection in the clear surface of the lake. And I love that concept, because of course that brings into meditation. That's where meditation comes from to a certain extent. It's like you're asking your brain to calm down and cool down. And now if you've been to my and you can see the replays, by the way, of last week's session. Last Tuesday I talked about meditation and like how you can do meditation really easily. And I did a couple of meditation like visualizations, slightly different to what I'm talking about here. So I also talked about calming your brain down and getting that incessant chatter inside your head to just calm down, which also allows you to sleep better as well. So I talked about all that stuff, and I just loved the idea that this book talks about how that meditation helps you to calm that chatter down, so that you can get a still lake, and then you can see the perfect reflection of your soul. Or actually, you could even see through. I've seen a beautiful photograph of a frozen lake, and you can see through the ice, and you can see down underneath the ice, like this beautiful scene underneath the ice. Similar sort of things. That's your soul hiding underneath the ice there. And you can only really see that when the water is dead flat and clean and clear. And you can only get through that. And one of the ways to get to that point is through meditation and meditative practices. So anyway, there's the Blinkist book of the day. Link is in the chat there. I will put it into the description as well. But I will do that later because I want to reach some people with this. Now, if you want to join me, 7:15 tonight, 7:15 p.m. tonight, we will be talking about that Create Happy process, which is also linked in there. And also the concept of gratitude and how that can really help you to feel good about whatever is in your life, and make the most of what actually is in your life as opposed to the things you want in your life. Somebody's doing some drilling. That's really helpful, isn't it? In the background. Anyway, that was my short one today that I wanted to talk about. Maybe they're doing that to annoy me because they don't want me talking in their back garden, in their back garden. Typical. I'm going to have to walk away now. It's getting louder and louder. Anyway, get the idea, the general idea. Yep, definitely getting closer and closer. Anyway, you get a general idea. The link's in the description. Come and join us tonight at 7:15 p.m. Or watch the replay in the group if you like. And we'll talk about gratitude, that Create Happy process. But that would have been really loud if I'd stayed there. Yeah, come and learn some more. Ask me some questions, because that's what the whole process of that system is about. It's about being able to ask questions and interact. And then we'll be doing a gratitude little exercise at the end there, before we wrap up at 8 o'clock. So 45 minutes, 7:15 to 8 o'clock. Children are welcome if you want children to come along. It's a child-friendly environment. I get a lot of people saying, oh, we're having supper at that time. So, okay, well, have your supper a little bit earlier or a little bit later and come and join me for 45 minutes of mental health stuff. Anyway, cool. That's all from me today. I will go and get on with the rest of my day. Take care, guys. Thanks for watching. Love you all. Sending you love. Let's do the whole love thing that I used to do. Oh, birthday breathing exercise I should probably do as well. I used to do that, didn't I? Happy birthday, even if it's not your real birthday. Welcome to the first day, the rest of your life. Love you all. Birthday breathing exercise. Check out with that. Cool. Good stuff, Cherise. Yeah, we did the basics on week 1, and then I can't remember what we did on week 2. But week 3 was meditation. Week 2 was the breathing exercise. We did the birthday breathing exercise. So if you want to know the birthday breathing exercise you haven't done now, go back and watch week 2, because that's what we did in week 2. And we'll also do the birthday breathing exercise tonight as well, because that's one of the things we always do. And if you ever watched any of my previous lives, you will know all about the birthday breathing exercise. Cool, that's all from me. Take care, guys. Bye now. Love you all.